Hugh, calm down. Just calm down, okay?
We're here, sir. We are here.
We have made it.
Good
We're without Evelio, so you have the JV squad. At least in terms of, I mean, sophomore team. And we're going to be trying to run the show here. So he was early. Hugh, you were probably the one who showed up to class 5 minutes early, sat in the front row, asked all the questions, got straight A's. You're awesome.
He is awesome. Awesome person.
We appreciate you. Today, we're going to talk about a story that we teased at the end of the show yesterday, which is a recycling plant ended up being talked about on the John Oliver show. And so I know, listen, we're all maybe a little bit tired of talking about tariffs. It's just what's in the news. And we talk about, oh, wait, isn't there like an overlay that I can put on here? We talked about packaging today.
Right.
So we're just talking about news that we're finding that's recent. And so we are going to talk about that after our 14-second intro, which is going to happen. Okay, so today is April 16th, and I did interrupt myself, and I hope you paid your taxes yesterday or before yesterday, or requested an extension before yesterday.
Such a stressful part of life, isn't it? Taxes. Ugh.
It is. And you know what, Cory? Speaking of taxes,
segue much.
We saw this story on Go Erie, which is obviously.
Is that what are we considering tariffs a tax? Is that
it's not considered a tax? It is a tax.
It is a tax. Okay.
It is an import tax that is paid by companies.
Another reason I don't like
the United
tax.
States.
Okay.
Yes. So you, as a company here, and which we'll see here in a second, are responsible for paying your import taxes. The governments in China are not sending checks to the U.S. To pay for this stuff. Just so everyone's aware, that's not a political talking point. It's just what happens. And then the companies can decide if they want to pass it on to you or not. So we saw here, this was from April 14th. So packaging 2 days ago. Oh wait, is there comments? I'm not very good at this. Did I miss anything? Chris, you missed nothing. You missed the best intro. Good morning, Chris. Thanks for joining us. Okay. So John Oliver said on HBO, he was talking about a $300 million plastics recycling plant in Erie that was supposed to open soon.
Right.
And the report is that they have to cancel the opening of this plant because of tariffs, primarily. So you can read. We'll throw this link here that you can go through and read it. But he makes some funny jokes about I only now know Erie because of this and one other thing. So International Recycling Group announced that it's canceling plans to build the proposed plant due to fundraising difficulties, including recently announced tariffs on materials and equipment from Europe, resulting in expectations of substantially higher project development costs than anticipated. So while it was not the only reason, and I will keep saying that tariffs are not the only reason this stuff is happening, it is a big reason that was not planned when they probably put together this plan to build this plant a year ago or whatever, right?
It's a real blow to packaging sustainability. It's another thing that's going wrong that we need to look at as a community of sustainable packaging people. It's very frustrating. I'm seeing packaging automation equipment being significantly higher priced because of these tariffs. And that is a massive effect on sustainability in packaging and profitability for companies as they struggle to find labor at effective costs and rates. So this is a real challenge.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm actually talking about this, shameless plug, on April 24th with Matthew Wright and Laura Fody and Nate Falwell at SpecWright. We're going to be talking about tariffs and the importance of data. So check that out. I've been posting about it on LinkedIn. I'll drop a link down here as well if you want to attend that, or at least sign up to attend it and then watch it on record if it's something that you can't do. Yeah, I mean, we just continue to see the fallout of tariffs. And I think that the hard part is that these exist,
Mhm.
in the sense for a lot of people in our community. We're not economists. We didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, and
Oh,
so don't take our we're not going to debate the economic policy, right? We're going to talk about it from a packaging perspective. The other hard part is that nobody knows.
right.
They can change next week.
Constant shifting target, right?
Right. So if you are trying to plan to, build a new recycling plant or sell equipment, the short-term pain is very real
Yeah.
because you just don't know. And it's the unknown component of this that is hard. And I think it's like Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution says that tariffs are given, the power of tariffs are given to the legislative body. And so I think that there's a sense in which this would have been helpful to pass through legislation, because then there would be a process, there would be voting, there would be,
Right.
there's a process to get this done. And whether it's this or anything else, when it's like a person
Yeah.
who's like, this is what's going to happen, whether you like
Mhm.
that policy or don't. It means that another person, or it could be the same person, can then undo it and do something else, and that creates problems for us in supply chain.
It's a mass panic across the supply chain and struggling to wrap our heads around what's really going to happen. How are we actually going to be affected by this? Because as we unpeel this onion, we see more and more problems and more things that are affected by this that we didn't think of originally. Like you said, parts to machines and different systems that frankly are only made in China. Some of them, and
Yeah.
or some, I should say, I shouldn't call them out. I should say high tariffed countries, and now that's a major issue.
Yeah. And speaking of peeling, that's my second. It's my second segue.
If
Uh,
there was an award for that, you would have won it twice. So
you know what I would take though? An actual segue. That would be pretty sweet.
my
Um,
dad had one of those. It was really fun.
oh man.
He's
Need to
pretty
meet
cool.
your dad. Yeah. Our dads need to meet.
They do.
Um,
They would love each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was talking to
Platonically.
somebody. I was talking to somebody in the label industry, and just about tariffs yesterday.
Mhm.
And what I heard is, if you buy paper labels currently, so a semi-gloss paper label, that is a higher risk at price increase, because of the supply of paper relative to polypropylene or film labels, which we
Mm.
can sort of control the input costs a little bit more, from a label industry. So as of today, if you are in paper semi-gloss labels, just be prepared for the fact that there's a lot of unknown, because a lot of this stuff comes from Canada. A lot of the raw materials come from Canada. They come from Europe. Whereas a polypropylene label, we have more of those feedstocks coming from the US. So slight increases probably coming on paper labels, which, again, is not great for sustainability messaging.
It hurts, right?
Yeah, it's a small part, it's a small cost, but it's real, and it just goes to show, hey, listen, this is what we should be potentially preparing for. So,
Well, sometimes the label is the most expensive part of the packaging, when you're looking at
wait,
uh,
did I,
uh,
I'm getting something. Did you
what I
just
said
say
was
labels are packaging?
stickers.
I
Labels
heard I heard the labels are the most expensive part of the packaging. Did it, Chris?
are
Hugh, did you guys hear that?
I think labels are a great part of packaging. Evelio and I like to, joke with you, but
I
yeah,
know, I know.
it's a
I know you
massive
did.
part of what we do, especially as people want less customization and more quote unquote stock options. and then you add a label, and boom, it's a custom product, and it's identified uniquely.
Yes. Yeah. The packaging is customized because of the label,
Hmm.
which is crazy.
Yes.
Well, Cory, do you have? I'm looking forward to a time when we are not speaking about tariffs. To be honest, thank you, Hugh, for validating that you heard it as well. Labels are packaging.
Don't roll it back. Don't roll it back.
And look, thank you, Eric. See, Eric knows what's up.
Yes.
Because he works in the rigid packaging sector, and he knows the importance of labels in order to sell lots and lots and lots of bottles that are just white or clear. You need to have labels to make them look pretty.
And cans.
And cans, yes.
Yeah.
And Chris, we already know that you're a team #labels or packaging. So
Thank you, Chris. Yes, we're all on that team.
I gotta get a shirt out to you. That's a reminder to myself. Well, Cory, any last words on this? On maybe specifics on what you're seeing from an equipment standpoint. I know that you're doing a bunch of work with that type of packaging.
Yeah, automation equipment is still something that I would consider, even though the cost may be slightly higher right now with these tariffs and different components being taxed at a much higher level. But my advice is, like we talked about last time, don't make any knee-jerk reactions or decisions immediately. Take your time, think it through. Like we were talking about at the beginning, maybe these tariffs will go away in 3 weeks. We don't know. It's so volatile.
Here's a question for tomorrow.
Yes.
What if we challenge ourselves, Cory, to think and to come up with what Matt's asking here? What are the good things? Are there good aspects of tariffs for the packaging industry? I can think of a few, honestly.
Sure, of course. Yeah, there's always good sides and bad sides to every decision.
So maybe tomorrow we talk about it.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how it'll affect from our perspective as an American person that provides packaging domestically. Yes, there are some positives here, and we'll talk about those. That's a
Let's
great
do
point,
it.
Matt.
Let's say something good.
Yeah,
let's be for once. We better hope Evelio's not on, because he'll be kind of a wet blanket.
No, he'll be a wet blanket. No, we'll mute. We'll mute. You can drive, and we'll mute his mic. It'll be hilarious. Okay.
That is going to be perfect. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Everybody, please, please, please share. Go give us a 5-star review if you're listening to this, or if you're watching us live, go to YouTube, go to wherever you listen to podcasts. Please give us a 5-star, leave us a review. I love what Cory's doing with Sustainable Packaging Podcast. I love doing the People of Packaging Podcast. I love what Evelio is doing with Packaging Unboxed. But I'm going to be totally biased and say I kind of love doing the Packaging Today show just a little bit more. And so we would appreciate any of the love, but we have a blast with this, and we'd love to keep doing it for as long as we can. So if you could, please go do that. That would be fantabulous.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. I'm going to hit the in. How do I feel like